There is a trendy take going around. Reg is dead. The logic sounds simple. Models now have a million token window. So why bother with vector databases, chunking, and retrievers? Why not just dump everything into the prompt? Sounds clean. In practice, it's a half-truth. And a half-truth is worse than a lie. Let's break down why using one running example. Picture a company's support team with a knowledge base of 10,000 articles. A customer asks, "Can I get a refund on my annual subscription if I paid through a reseller?" The answer depends on three different documents. One of them was updated yesterday. Let's see how two approaches handle this. Option 1: long context. Take all 10,000 articles and stuff them into the prompt. The model reads everything at once. This works because of self-attention. Every token can attend to every other token, so the model directly connects a paragraph from document 300 with one from document 8000. No middleman required. That gives holistic understanding. Nobody had to pre-guess which fragments matter. But this comes with a bill. Current top models like Gemini and Claude Sonnet sit around a million tokens. Sounds like infinite, but 10,000 support articles won't fit. And if they did, you would pay to process every token on every request. That's true even when 99% of it is irrelevant. On top of cost, there is a lost in the middle effect. Models recall facts buried in the middle worse than facts near the start or end. Technically, everything fit. Practically, the model might just miss the detail that mattered. Option 2: RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Instead of feeding the model everything, you find the relevant pieces first. The base is pre-split into chunks. Each chunk is turned into an embedding vector. That's a numerical representation of meaning. Think of a library where every book has a coordinate on a map of meaning. Similar topics sit near each other. A question gets turned into that same kind of coordinate. The system looks up the nearest fragments. What lands in the prompt isn't 10,000 articles. It's 3 to 5 relevant ones. Refunds, reseller payments, annual plan policies. The model answers from a narrow, targeted context. That's cheaper, a couple thousand tokens instead of a million. It's faster, less context means less processing time. And in chat, extra seconds of latency are already annoying. It's also easier to update. The refund policy changed yesterday, so you reindex just one document. You don't rebuild your whole prompt every time a fact changes. But RAG has its own cost, and it's not dollars. It's quality. Your answer is only as good as your search. If the retriever misses the right chunk, the model still answers. It answers confidently and wrong, and you won't notice. Because it sounds convincing. A retriever can also miss a connection that isn't vector similarity. That's a conclusion linking to documents worded differently. Let's talk numbers, because on paper the gap doesn't feel real. 10,000 tokens per request versus a million isn't a bit more expensive. It's a 2 order of magnitude difference on every call. At 100,000 requests per day, that difference matters a lot. It's the difference between surviving the quarter's inference budget or not. Long context isn't worth because of this. It's built for low request volume, where depth matters most, not for a pipeline running a million near identical questions a day. So the real question isn't which is better, it's which fits this job. Here is the working rule. Long context wins with the fixed, not massive corpus. You need holistic reasoning across the whole thing at once. Think, reviewing a 150-page contract, or reviewing a codebase, or summarizing a multi-hour call. One document, one request, maximum coherence between the parts. RAG wins when the knowledge base is huge and constantly changing. And when you need traceability, which document gave the answer? Think, Customer support, internal knowledge, legal search. What matters there isn't just accuracy, it's the ability to point to a source and update it without rebuilding the entire system. In practice, the two get combined more and more. Nobody just picks one over the other anymore. Look at any modern coding agent. It doesn't load an entire repo into context, and it doesn't rely purely on vector search either. A coarse filter narrows down the relevant files first. Then a large context model reads what was filtered in full. No slicing into microchunks, no lost coherence. Long context decides how deeply the model understands it. So next time someone tells you RAG is dead, ask one thing. Is their knowledge base huge and does it update often? If it does, RAG hasn't gone anywhere. Its role just changed. It's not the only way to get knowledge into a model anymore. It's the filter deciding what's worth putting into that window. If you are building something like this still applies you. Maybe a knowledge pipeline, a support bot, internal doc search. You still need to measure your own latency and cost numbers. Unfortunately, there is no universal answer here. Want another technical breakdown like this one? Subscribe. The next one will be just as opinionated.